Hello, everyone, and welcome to the BeInfinite podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Shaw, founder of BeInfinite, the all-in-one solution to help you build a successful business. As you guys know, we're all about helping you live a productive overall life. And entrepreneurs, we need to also be worried about our credit as well. That's one thing I did not worry about early on. Whether I was taught that or not, it was not a focus. But today we have a top credit repair expert in the industry, my boy Mrrony, and he heads up. He's a credit repair hero. Without further ado, I'm gonna let him tell you about himself because evidently I'm messing up. So let me bring him on. Hey man, how you doing? How
Hey,
you doing, Mrrony?
what's going on, brother? How you doing? First, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for having me on your platform. You're definitely doing some amazing things. I definitely appreciate the opportunity, just to talk to your audience. So kudos to you, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Well, I'm all about overall complete life, man. And credit is such an important part. I can remember when I first when I got my house, I had to get it in somebody else's name, help somebody else, because I didn't have the credit. I just paid for it. And I just didn't realize the importance of credit. I paid for my car's cash. Even with my business, I didn't want to have no credit under me. And then when times get hard, I didn't have that cash flow. So because clients owe you money, but sometimes they can't pay, but I still have to pay my bills. And that's where a good credit card would have came in play, a personal or a business. And so I'm eager to learn from you. So is the audience on the ins and out of having healthy credit. And what is the real cost of not having healthy credit? A lot of times we don't talk about that, how it can really cost you in some areas. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, your story, and what problem you ultimately solve for people.
Again, Ronnie Francis with a credit hero. I've been in the financial industry about 10 years.
Oh
Um,
wow.
I started off, I had bad credit. But see, the only thing is, I knew I had bad credit and I didn't know how to tackle it because there's so much information out there. And I
Yeah.
got to the point, like most people, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit back, wait for 17 years. It has to fall off eventually, right?
Yeah.
Because it can't
Yeah.
go forever. But then what I realized during that 7 to 10 years period, I still was gonna have to get an apartment, get a house, get a car. I still was
Mhm.
gonna need my credit. And the longer I waited, it just kept on dropping, kept on dropping. I'm like, you know what? I have to do something about the situation. But even then, I was still dragging my feet. And then I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to, change my credit for myself, I'm going to do it for my kids. Because,
Mhm.
I can break that cycle, because my mom and dad didn't teach me about credit. I'm
No.
like, I'm like, the mantle is on me. I have to break this cycle, teach my kids about credit. And I can't teach them something I don't know.
No.
And that's why
Yeah.
I've helped hundreds of people throughout the United States. But one of my greatest accomplishment is teaching my kids about credit. My
Mhm.
son, he learned about credit when he was 9 years old. I learned about credit when I was 20, when I was 29 years old. So he has like a 10 years head start ahead of me because I was able to break the cycle. My daughter, she was 11 when she learned about credit. So again, it's all about breaking that cycle. I mean,
Yes.
I kind of got into this by accident, if you really think, because if I didn't have that credit, I never would have gotten into this position.
Mhm.
Sometimes stuff happens to us and we think the worst of it, but it makes us stronger, it makes us better,
Yep.
and we can use our story to help somebody else. So that's
Yep.
kind of how I got into it.
Oh man, that's an interesting story. And you know what I like about it too? You humbled yourself. You didn't say, "Come on here," saying, "I went to school. You did all these fantastic things, and that's why people should work with you." You actually went through the fire. You actually not only went through the fire, you acknowledged that you needed to learn something, not just
Mhm.
for yourself, but something that you can pass on to the kids. And a lot of people don't realize that is a great motivation. That's a great motivational. And you keep talking about breaking that curse. That's a whole nother conversation that we have to get out of those generational curses because a lot of people don't realize, and we won't spend too much time on this, but a lot of people don't realize those things that are unseen sometimes, or you don't have a focus on or not paying attention to, are the things that are holding you back. So for you to find and know yourself enough to know that, hey, I need to at least break a curse so I don't have put these things on my kids, because your kids are going to have the problems of their own. They don't need your problems too that you don't pass down to them. You know what I mean? So trust me, I've had endless conversations about those generational curses. But no, I want to get into, helping our viewers, getting them a viewpoint. They already know and like you. After that, who would know and like you, trust you? So now we want to know about the expertise. Why is credit important?
Because credit is important because everybody need credit. You know, it don't matter your shape, your size, your color.
Yeah.
It's something that everybody needs. You know, whether you need it for a job, you know, get a car, whether it's, you know, so you can get a house, so you can buy a grocery, feed your family, so your kids can go to the best schools they have. Everybody needs it, and it's just something that you just can't ignore. I always say it's only two times you don't need credit: when you go to jail and when you die. That's the only two times you don't need credit. Other than that, you need credit for everything else, pretty much. And then, you know, sometimes I'll come across people, they're like, well, I don't need credit because I have money, which is nothing wrong with that. But I was giving the scenarios. Let's just say, like, you want to get a deck built in your house, right? And it costs $30,000 to build a deck. Yeah, you can go into your savings, you can go into your
Mm-hmm.
401k, you can take out that $30,000, you can get that deck built. But if you got good credit, you can go to the bank, they're gonna give you that $30,000. You pay back over time, you know, 2, 3 years, whatever the case might be. You have a brand new deck, you still have your money in your savings, and you was able to pay them back. So basically, it just gives you an option and it gives you choices. Like, for example, like, everybody don't like to eat cheese pizza. Maybe you might want anchovies. Maybe you might want pepperoni. But basically, it just gives you options in life. That's pretty much what credit does.
Oh wow, that's a great way to put that. And a wise man to take that information and run with it. So I really like that. That's a really good scenario that you put together. What are the credit ranges? We hear 700, 850 to 3 no, to 500. I recently learned about threes, but I didn't know you can get that low. So what are the official credit ranges?
So the official range is 300 to 850. But typically, once, you know, most people will get like around like the 400, 430. You will never see nobody at 300. But
Yeah, I'm
in
about
a
to say,
perfect,
dang.
so in the perfect world, it probably start like the low 400s, then goes to the
Okay.
850. Now, for most banks, they want you to be between like 650 and 670 for them to work with you.
Oh
But
wow.
if you hit the 750, that's the sweet spot right there, 750, because you can get most stuff that you want, you know, with a 750. You know, so once you get that at 750, you're the sweet spot. I mean, of course, you can always go more towards 780, 800, 850, but 750 is the sweet spot.
You good, huh? You good at 750.
Yeah.
Now let's say that somebody wanted to get a car, they couldn't prove their payment. Let's say they're an entrepreneur, they just started, like they mow lawns and stuff, but they had a 750 credit score. Could they possibly still get that car? Does that overlaps that proof of payment? Is it that powerful?
I mean, it'll overlap it. They still have to show proof of payment. What they could
Oh,
use,
okay.
they could use. So they could use the tax return or the 1099
Okay.
statement to prove that they have income. They still need to show that you have money coming in. They're gonna
Okay.
ask for it.
Okay, I was
Uh,
just asking how powerful this credit report, this credit
yeah,
score is.
no, I
Because
mean,
but it's funny. I went in. Me and my wife. I was looking for a car last summer, and I saw so many ads with, um, if you have good credit, no driver's license, no ID. It was just like no driver's license. I was like, dang, how can you sell somebody a car and not even check their driver's license? No insurance. It was just like craziness. But I was like, I don't even think I would want to do business with them. You know what I mean? If you don't care if people have a driver's license, you giving people cars that can't even drive. So I don't even know if I want to do business with you. But that was serious, and that was what I was thinking when I asked you that question, because they did specify you still had to have approved credit. So I was like, dang,
yeah,
does credit overlaps a driver's license? Come on, but
no. I mean, what they trying to do is they put those advertisements to rope you in, and then once you get in, they
this
be
will
like,
get you in there.
well, yeah, they be like, well, because you have a 750 instead of 780, you need to, yeah, they just roping you in most of the time.
They just those are clowns. Uh, okay, so what are the negative impact of having bad credit? Like a lot of people would go and be like, Well, I don't really need credit, or I don't care. I'm not going to pay these credit cards back, even though I got them. But what are the repercussions that they're not thinking about?
I know. Well, one of the most important repercussion is, the impact it's going to have on your family, the people that you
Ooh,
connected with. Because you got to think about, like, if you got good credit and your kids need something, your wife needs something, your next door neighbor, your cousin, your mom, your dad, they need something. You could go to that. You could be like that go-to person. You could even
mm-hmm.
add them. You can also add them ones that authorized you to help them build credit. So there's so many benefits. Just helping your family. Just putting that aside. And then, if you have negative credit, if you have bad credit, people, lenders not gonna want to deal with you. They're gonna think you're
Mm-hmm.
irresponsible. Because remember, your credit report is like your adult credit, is your adult report card. Because when you was in school, you had a report card. It shows what
Yeah,
you did. So your credit report is the same thing, except is because as an adult, it just shows how responsible you are. Just like when you was in school, if you had all A's and B's, they just assumed that you was the best of the
yeah,
best. Yeah, even
yeah,
if you was a jerk, even if you was a jerk in real life, they don't know. They just look at the numbers, the letters.
yeah,
The credit report is the same way. You could be a total jerk, and if you got a 750, 800 credit score, they'd be like, okay, this guy might be like trustworthy. We love him.
yeah.
How much do you want? So that's why it's important to have good credit because it limits you to what you can do. It limits the options that you have. If you got good credit, you can go to the dealership pretty much pick out any car you want. If
Yep.
you got bad credit, they be like, well, you could get this, but these are the ones that we have available. You can't get nothing off the showroom floor. Let's get something from the back for you. Again, everybody like having options. I like having options and choices, but that's what credit does. It gives you options, it gives you choices that you want. And like I said, if you don't want to have good credit for yourself, just think about the impact on your family, your friends, the people that's connected that actually depend on you. If you're not gonna do it for yourself, do it for the loved ones that you have connected.
Okay, man, that's good. I like that you went um, for the aspect of your family. You
Yeah,
versus a lot of people talk about you just can't have things. You can't have access to things, but you actually put it a very good way. That shows your character and what you're about, what you focus on, man. Because you've talked about your kids a lot, and that's a great thing to see coming forth from you. To where it really shows us as an audience what you really value, and I appreciate that. Now I want to get into something. So you wrote a book. You have a book. Tell us about your first book.
So my first book is called Break the Cycle. You don't have to live with bad credit. Again, it goes back to that breaking that cycle, breaking that generational curse. Because at first when I wrote the book, at first when I got into credit, I really got into it because of my kids, my family. But then I realized when I was in school, we learned about the Pythagorean theorem,
Yeah.
photosynthesis. We dissect the frog and home ec. We bake pies. We make cookies. But we never talked about credit, financial literacy. Even when I took college courses, business. We never talked about it. I'm like, so you know what? I'm in a position where I can actually make a difference. So let me write a book where I can give the educators, teachers, I can put in these people's hands that have this tool that if they want to incorporate, they can incorporate it. And that's the main reason behind the book, Breaking the Cycle. I remember I gave my daughter a copy. I think she's 15. She read it. She thought it made some sense. My son, he's 11. He read it, a few chapters, and he thought it made sense. So sometimes some people need to have it in their hands where they can actually
Mhm.
read it. They can look, they can flip through it. So that was the main reason behind the book. And my second book, I just sent it to my editor. My third book, hopefully I can send that to her about Monday. Then I'm working on
Dang,
my fourth and fifth book. Yeah, man.
it's a series, huh? You
Yeah.
can't just do one. Okay, so tell our audience, where can we get this book, and where can we get more? Where can they connect with you?
So if they want to connect with me, they can go to my website, ronniefrancois.com, or they can find me on Instagram, Mr. Ronnie underscore credit hero, or they can just Google me, Ronnie Francois the credit hero. That's the easiest way because you Google everything else. So I
Yeah,
think when you can Google yourself, that just puts you like on a different level.
I was
Not
about to
that I'm
say,
being
I
yeah,
I
not
don't.
that I'm not that I'm being cocky or
Hey, it's
nothing like
okay.
that. But that just puts me on a different level right there.
I know.
Or they can just call me, 443-738-5529. And so the cool thing about what I do is I don't just work with people with bad credit because people are like, well, my credit is good. I get people that have 750 credit score, 800 credit score. Sometimes they just call me because they have a question, they have a concern, and
Mhm.
they need some more tools, they need some more wisdom. So I don't want people to just think only people with bad credit. Sometimes people with good credit reach out to me too, because they're trying to get to that next level. They're trying to get to that next plateau, and they need a credit hero to help them get them there.
Ah, that's what's up, man. You come in and save the day, huh?
Yeah.
As a credit hero. I like that. And I like that that you could Google. How many people I don't think I've ever met anybody you could just Google like that. That's what's up, man. You just upgraded my whole show. I'm gonna put on this title when we blast it out to social. We got somebody on here that you can Google. Now I'm just playing, but I like that, man. Hey, give your number again, so we can put it on the screen.
443-738-5529. 443-738-5529.
Okay, yeah, we should have had that on there already. Sorry, apologies about that. Um, okay, there we go. Um, so, and each book is just going deeper into the credit, or what's the series?
Okay, so my second book actually is a book with me and two my kids, they co-authors in a book, and that deals with credit. It's called the Ten Commandments. You know, it breaks down
Okay.
like 10 different things. I'm driving the title of the book already, so it breaks down like 10 different things about credit. And then on the second part of the book, there's a bonus section. It gives you 28 different things that you can do to build credit and maintain positive credit.
Oh
So
wow.
that book right there. So the cool thing about that book, the residual from that book is going to go to my kids. It's not even going to come to me. It's going to go straight directly to them. Again, I'm just building residual income for them before they even think about residual income.
Ah, yeah. When does that release? That sounds like a crazy good book. That sounds like good. When does that
Uh,
release?
ho- Hopefully, like in about like 3 weeks, I'll have it on Amazon.
Okay, so 3 weeks we'll be able to pick it up on Amazon
Yeah,
okay, man, I like that, and I like that co-authoring too, and I like that you're putting that away and not even touching it. That's for the kids. That's good. That's gonna set them up, one step ahead, man. So they don't have to start from the ground, man. I really like that. Thinking about the future already. A lot of people don't do that because they're stuck in the now. But I always say uh, 10 years is going to pass regardless.
yeah,
What are you going to do with it? It's going to pass regardless. And you're setting up your kids for the future, man. I love that, man. I love how you keep bringing up the kids. I'm a big I'm a big kid because I have 3 little kids too, and most of the reason I started my company was for them as well. Um,
yeah, yeah. I love my kids. I might be the credit hero, but they're the real hero. They're my motivator. They give me the energy when I need to get something done. And also, too, they're my biggest critics too. Like if I mess
ah,
up at something, yeah, don't let me mess up on me because they'll give me the blues. So they kind of keep me in line.
oh man, that's good. That sounds like you've you've built up their confidence to where they feel like they could speak on things like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like that's grown up stuff. But the way you built them up, they feel I can speak on these type of things. Um, okay, man, this has been a great show. I have a couple more questions for you. Hey, but before we get to those questions, are you do you have any events or anything coming up that people should know about?
no, I don't have any events at this very moment. Just been focusing on these books.
Oh yeah,
Trying. I want to get like at least three more out before this year is over with. Then I can focus on events. Yeah.
that's what's up. Okay, so I found my questions. How to a lot of people have medical debt and some people have bankruptcies. How do you go about removing those type of things from your credit report?
Cool. So I'm gonna drive the Jews how to do it. So if you
All
have a
right.
medical collection in your credit report, the first thing you want to do is you want to write a letter to the collection company. You're gonna ask them for a list with itemized service that was done for you while he's in the office. So 7 out of 10 times they're gonna send you that list. And once they send you that list, you're gonna write back to them. You're gonna say, look, this is a violation of the HIPAA law because you actually submitted my information, and if you don't remove this negative item from my credit report, I'm gonna have to sue you. Of course, they don't want to get sued, so that's how you get medical collections off you. Again,
Okay.
you reach out to collection company, send them a writing, send them a letter, ask them to send you a list of the service, whatever is done on that date. And 7 out of 10 times they're gonna send you that list. Once they send that list, that's a violation of the HIPAA law. Then you're gonna tell them you're gonna sue them. Of course, they don't want to get sued. Then you're gonna have to take it off. So that's the easiest way to get medical collections off your credit report.
Oh man, what about bankruptcies?
So if you have bankruptcy in your credit report, first of all, you're gonna reach out to the credit bureau. You're gonna ask them how they verify the information, and then they're probably gonna tell you like there's gonna be a third party, like a secondary bureau, like
Mhm.
LexisNexis. Then you're gonna reach out to LexisNexis. You're gonna ask them how they did verify the information, and they probably gonna say, they got it through the court system. Then you're gonna send a letter to the court system. You're gonna say, look, I wasn't aware that you give out, information to third party companies. Then the court probably gonna say, no, we don't deal with third party. We don't give out your information. Then you're gonna take all three of those letters, you're gonna send it to the credit bureau. You're gonna say this is a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act because the secondary company actually lied. So then the credit bureau have to take it off. Basically, it's called factual dispute. You're using the law against the bureau, the laws that they have in place against them to take the negative items off. So that's
Oh
how you would
wow.
tackle those items. Yeah.
I want y'all to pay attention to that. That's some work to do that. To do that for an everyday man. But it's worth it. But you have a solution. Your company will take care of that for them, right?
Yeah, so my company basically we help our clients in three different ways. We help them repair their credit, rebuild their credit, and the most important things that we do that nobody else is really doing, we give them the tools and the knowledge how to maintain that credit. Because anybody could probably get something off your credit report, but I want to give you the tools and the knowledge so you're not in the same position, 6 months from a year from now. You give a man a fish, eat for a day. You teach him how to fish, eat for life. And then I've
Mm-hmm.
had people that bought my book, that read the book, within 6 to 9 months, they applied the information. They was able to fix their own credit without even have to use my service. So, because the book is really, really much called Break the Cycle, You Don't Live with Bad Credits on Amazon. 90% of the questions that you would have related to credit is covered in the book already. So if you just read
Oh
the
man.
book, and you read the book, that's half your problem right there. If you just apply the information in the book.
Wow, that's good stuff, man. And let's say somebody does want to hire you to fix their credit. Are you how does that process go?
So
So
basically, reach out. When
huh?
they reach out to me, probably going through my website, make an appointment. Then we schedule the time. And the call takes anywhere between like 9 minutes to 27 minutes, depends on how fast I talk. I ask them three questions. I kind of get a gauge where they're at, what their goals, what their focus are. And then I kind of go in detail about what we do, how we do it. And then, everybody I talk to do not sign up for the service, which I'm cool with that. But
Mhm.
what's going to happen is during that 9 minutes to 27 minutes conversation, you're going to learn something about credit that you didn't know already. You're going to walk away with something that you can apply. So that's the cool thing about it. And if they decide to move on, that's cool. But the good thing, I know what I do. I know I'm really good at what I do. So I know when the time is right, when they're ready, they're gonna find a credit hero. Whether they Google my name, find me on social media, when they're ready, they're gonna find me. So that's never a problem.
Oh man, that's good. I like that confidence, and that confidence is what you need, especially if you have bad credit, don't know where to go. You need somebody confidently behind you or in front of you, leading the way. So I appreciate this, man. This has been great. One more time, let's tell them where can they find you? How can they get in touch with you?
They can go to my website, www.ronniefrancois.com. They can call me 443-738-5529. They can find me on social media, Mr. Ronnie underscore credit hero. Or if all else fails, they can just Google me, Ronnie Francois
Just
the credit
Google.
hero.
Everybody know
Yeah.
how to do. That's what's up, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you, man. Learning from you. Just this whole essence that you give off, this positivity that you give off, especially as a young man. Raising kids, thinking about them, putting them in all your thought processes. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate you leading the way. And you guys who need help with your credit, this is the man you need to be talking to, man. I'm gonna be spreading the word all I can, man, because I really really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed you. Okay, everybody, this has been the Be Infinite podcast, man. Check us out. You can go to our website, beinfinite.co, sign up for our free digital marketing magazine. You got loads of helpful tips in there to build your business as well. All right, Ronnie, you got any last words you want to say to everybody, or?
And then also too, to all your viewers, if they're interested, I'd be more than happy to email them a copy of the ebook of Break the Cycle. You don't have to live with bad credit. So, they can do it through you. They can reach out to me and I'll email them a copy of the ebook.
Okay, cool. After they pay though for it.
No, I'll just email them for free.
Oh, it's free?
Yeah. So if you order through Amazon, it's like $4.99. The paperback is $15. But because of your generosity, like people on your platform, I'll just email them
Oh,
a copy. Email it to them for free.
that's what's up. Y'all hear that, man? That's what's up. You're saying you're doing that for this show. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be doing for each other. That's
Yeah.
entrepreneur. You see real entrepreneurs right here, man. We need to be bouncing each other and lifting each other up. I appreciate that. So you guys hear that? Did y'all just hear this? This man wrote a book. An expert wrote a book about fixing your credit, and because you're listening to this show, he's saying he'll email it to you for free. Oh man, that's my boy. I'm gonna have you on a lot more and a lot more other events we got going on. You're gonna see this man's face a lot in partnership with BeInfinite. I appreciate that, man. We're gonna work together a lot. You stay on. Okay, guys, man, that's crazy. So you guys email, call, go to the website or Google Mrrony, the credit hero. I don't want to butcher his last name. Say it again. Francois.
Yeah, Francois.
Francois, the credit hero. I'm sorry. I'm American, man. I get I can't talk sometimes. But no, I appreciate it. You guys, this has been the BeInfinite podcast. We appreciate